The blind man prefers a walking stick as a gift to the wristwatch. Welcome to section 18 of chapter 4 of the Holy Quran. Namshi. Inna Allah la yakfir an yushrika bihi. Inna Allah la yakfir an yushrika bihi. God forgiveth not joining other gods. But we have brackets before there. Let's insert the brackets to make a full meaning. Allah forgiveth not, in brackets, the sin of joining other gods. You see, without this brackets, it will be difficult for most readers to understand. And these brackets are not there in many Arabic texts because it will simply read, God forgiveth not joining other gods. So to differentiate other gods from God, the word there is Allah. Allah forgiveth not joining other gods. And this the second God is spelled small G-O-D-S. Okay, we have a note to read, but not until we finish the whole sign. Yakfiru ma'aduna zalika liman yasha'a. Yakfiru ma'aduna zalika liman yasha'a. But he forgiveth whom he pleaseth, man yasha'a. Other sins than this. So for other things than joining other gods, God forgives whoever he wishes to forgive. And that means apart from joining other sins, there are other sins that God will not forgive. But many of the sins he forgives as well, if only it's not joining other gods with him. Yushrika bihi. دون ذلك لمن يشاء ومن يشرك بالله فقد ضل ضلالا بعيدا ومن يشرك بالله فقد ضل ضلالا بعيدا. We did this before, and yet I'm finding it difficult to read. So you see, I don't know whether it's old age or something, or fatigue. Sometimes fatigue sets in. I wouldn't tell a lie. Sometimes I get tired. One who joins other gods with God, here let me use Allah. One who joins other gods with Allah hath strayed far, far away, into brackets, from the right. But I would say from the right path. The path is my own word. So far, far away, into brackets, from the right path. And what is it? It is man yushrika billahi fakat dalla dalalan ba'iden, far away, ba'iden, far away. Now let's go to the note to it, and it is note 626. It's joining other gods. It's against joining other gods. Note 626. Compare chapter 4, Psalm 48, and note 2569. Blasphemy is a spiritual kingdom. Blasphemy in the spiritual kingdom is like treason in the political kingdom. 596. I don't know if we can go there. 596. It's not far away. 596, not 596. What does 596 say? What does 596 say? Our natural term of life, they would say, is short enough. Why should we jeopardize it by fighting in which there is no personal gain? The answer is begun in this verse and continued in the next. But then we continue. Briefly, the answer is one. In any case, the pleasures of this world are short. Thus, life is fleeting. The first thing for a righteous man to do is to emancipate himself from his obsession. One. Two, to do your duty in the right path. Three, when duty calls for self sacrifice. No, we haven't gotten it yet. Four, no, we're not there. And four, if you fear death, you will know. 596. Am I on the right distance? Uh, oh, sorry, it's 599. It's 569 rather. Pardon me, not 596. What I was reading was all nonsense as far as my desire is concerned. So it's rather 569, not 596. 569. Let's go. Joining other gods. 569. 569. Pardon me. 569. 569. Yeah, with there. Just as in the early kingdom, the worst crime is that of treason. You know, he mentioned treason in the other case, that joining other gods is like treason in our political world. So here, 5969 as a comparison tells us, just as in an early kingdom, the worst crime is that of treason, as it cuts off the very existence of the state or of the state. So in the divine kingdom, the unforgivable sin is that of contumacious treason against God by putting up God's creatures in rivalry against him, God. Mm. This is rebellion against the Creator. It is what Plato would call the lie in the soul. The lie in the soul is in brackets because it's quoted from a man called Plato, the lie in the soul. But even here, if the rebellion is through ignorance and is followed by sincere repentance and amendment, God's mercy is always open. And here we are referred again to 417. We can't go there. I think this is enough. We've made the comparison right. And now we shall go to sign 117. What we read was 116. We shall go to sign 116 in yad'una min dunihi in yad'una min dunihi illa inathan wa in yad'una illa shaitan maridan. Into brackets, the English that starts with brackets, the pagans. If we remove the pagans, it reads, leaving him, call but upon female desires, female deities, call upon female deities, in Thanan, female deities in Thanan. They call upon Satan. Wa in yad'una illa shaytanan. They call upon Satan, the persistent rebel. Shaitanan maridan. Maridan is persistent rebel. So when they call upon female deities, they're rather calling upon Satan, the persistent rebel, Maridan, persistent rebel, Maridan. Note 627. 627. It's quite a long note. Anyway, let's go. The unity, power, and goodness of God are so manifest in nature and in the human mind when it is in accord with the universal spirit, that only the most abject per- perversion can account for the sin of the religious of for the sin of religious treason. You look around, you see the creation, you know that there is somebody called God, and yet you take part of the creation and you call God. Mm. And here we are being told, account for the sin of religious treason. That is religious treason. Mm. Okay, full stop. That sin arises from perverted idea of sex or perverted ideas of self. Perverted idea of sex or perverted idea of self. Full stop. The perversion of sex is to suppose that sex rules in religious matters. Full stop. From it arise such horrible creations of the money, of the imagination, as Kali. Kali is a person as Kali, uh, the bloodthirsty goddess of India. Mm. Bloodthirsty goddess of India is called Kali, or Hecat, or Hecat. Hecat is spelled Hecate, or Hecat, the goddess and uh, of revenge and hate in Greek. Mm. So you see, in the olden days, Greek had a lot of superstition, or Hecate, the goddess of revenge and hate in Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, full stop. Even in beautiful forms like Sarah as Saraswati, into brackets, the goddess of learning. Eh? I love the name Saraswati. Mark it. Uh, where is it? Even in beautiful forms like Saraswati, or Saraswati, I don't know, the goddess of learning, or Minerva, the virgin goddess of sports and arts. Minerva, the virgin goddess of sports and arts, and that's in brackets. To say nothing of Venus, the goddess of carnal pleasures, mm, the goddess of carnal pleasures, that's Venus. So I don't know, maybe in our uh, tarots we use these names, the goddess of Venus of pleasures, or the goddess of carnal pleasures, brackets close. The emphasis laid on sex destroys a right view of religious nature. But the question is, did those people know it? They didn't know it. They did it out of ignorance. Uh, the judgment is left to God for them. The judgment for them is left to God. Mm. They were doing these things out of ignorance. They believed they were doing the right thing. Mm. View of religious nature, full stop. Full stop. Perverted ideas of self are typified in the story of Satan, who was so puffed up with arrogance that he disobeyed God, and God cursed him. Lanahu Allah, God cursed him. A regime, the cursed one. And God cursed him, full stop. Both these perversions, if allowed lodgment, completely ruin the religious nature and deface God's handiwork. Full stop. Hence, it is not merely an outer sin, but one that corrupts us through and through. That corrupts us through and through. And that was note two. That was note 627. to sign 267 to sign 117. And that was note 26. That was note 6. That was note 627 to sign 117. Let's go to sign 118. لعنه الله وقال لتخذن من عبادك نصيبا مفروضا نصيبا مفروضا marked مفروضا marked نصيبا portion a portion marked نصيبا مفروضا. Let's go to the English side. I will mislead them and I will create in them. No. God did curse him, but he said, God did curse who? Satan. God did curse Satan. But Satan said, I will take of thy servants a portion marked off. A portion marked off. Where is it? I will take la utahizanna min ibadika. I will take a portion of your servants. Nasiban mafrudan. A portion marked off. Not including me. Okay. May God forbid. Viewers, don't be among the people marked off for Satan to take. No, don't be among the people that Satan has marked off to mislead. Mm. And you have to do that with constant prayers. Mm. Pray until you are tired. You rest and you pray again, or at least do good work, the works of God. Continue with the works of God. Satan doesn't like anything that glorifies God. No. Mm. Okay. And that was sign 117. No, that's sign 118 rather. Sign 118. There is a note to read 628. Note 628. Let's go there. It's against portion Nasiba. 268. Satan obtained God's permission to tempt man. Pardon me. And this was implied in such free will. Free will is hyphenated. In such free will as was created to man by God. So, as was granted, not created, pardon me. In such free will as was granted to man by God. Full stop. Satan's boast is that the portion of mankind seduced by him will be so corrupted in their nature that they will bear a sort of brand, that will mark them off as his own. We are seeing it. And we see signs. You see, go to TikTok, you see signs of the horns and other, queer signs. Anyway, let's go. Let me repeat it. By a Satan's boast is that the portion of mankind seduced by him will be so corrupted in their nature that they will bear a sort of brand that will mark them off as his own, or that they will be like a portion assigned to him. And that was note 628 to sign 118. Let's go to the next sign. I think Satan is still speaking. Wala udillanahum. Wala udillanahum. Wala maniyanahum. I will mislead them and I will create in them false desire. Wala udillanahum. Wala udillanahum. Wala uminayanahum. My jaws, well, my jaws has been punished by these Arabic words. Pardon me. It's there. It's normal for them when they speak. Oh, very fast. now haven't spoken Arabic for more than 20 years. After learning, I just put it somewhere and was doing speaking all kinds of languages. So please understand me. Wala udillanahum, wala umaniyanahum, uh, wala umaranahum, wala umaranahum, falyubayyan falayubatikunna azanan and arm. I will mislead them, and I will create in them false desires. I will order them, umaranahum. I will order them, la umaranahum. I will order them to slit the ears of cattle, to slit the ears of cattle, luyibana, liyubaya tinkunna azanan and arm, the ears of cattle, azanal and arm, the ears of cattle, to slit the ears of cattle, and to deface. No, wait, let's go to the yes. Wala umaranahum fal yugayi fal yugaruna fala yugayiruna halakan lahi, slit the ears of cattle, and order them also to deface the fair nature created by God. The word fair is in brackets. Without it simply reads, and to deface the nature created by God without the fair. Fair, F-A-I-R. Without it reads to deface the nature of God. And what comes next? Halakallahu. وَمَنْ يَتَّخِذْ الشَّيْطَانَ أُولِيَاءَ وَلِيًّا وَمَنْ يَتَّخِذْ الشَّيْطَانَ وَلِيًّا من دون الله where am I? Whoever forsaking God takes Satan for a friend. وَمَنْ يُشْرِكْ بِهِ فَقَدْ وَمَنْ يُشْرِكْ بِهِ. Whoever forsaking God takes Satan for a friend hath of a surety has of a surety hath H-A-T-H hath of a surety as a pardon me, hath of a surety fakat hasiran na mubinan hasiran na mubinan hath of surety a loss that is manifest, a loss hasiran na mubin. Sorry, hasiran na mubinan. Hasiran mubinan. Fakat hasiran mubinan. Loss that is manifest. Hasiran mubinan. A loss that is manifest. We go to it has three notes: 629, 630, and 631. Let's go to 629. What is it against? It's against mislead. I will mislead them. 629. We are told Satan's deceptions are with false desires. Satan's deceptions are with false desires, false superstitions, and false fears. So when you are there and for no reason you begin to fear, it's Satan's desire in us. Mm. Then superstition, false superstition. You get up and you think that worshipping a stone will give you luck because the stone is so shiny, or for some reason uh, that is unacceptable. So these are the false desires, deceptions. Satan's deceptions are with false desires, false superstitions, and false fears. That's 629. Let's go to the next note, 630. 630. It's against slitting of ears of cattle. 630. It was done in the olden days in Arabia. 630. Slitting the ears of cattle is just one instance of the superstitions to which men became slaves when they ran after false gods. Even present day, Indians worship cattle and use their dung, their droppings, for many purposes, even ingesting them. So I've heard. Mm. So you consider the people of Arabia were even better. Mm. Okay, to which men become slaves when they run after false god. Full stop. Astrology, magic, and vain beliefs in things that do not exist lead them away from God, the one true God. Viewers, mark the word astrology. So, astrology is not recommended here by this Quran. They are false desires. And sometimes I go to astrology, they will tell you things that, and then you see that they say if it does not resonate with you. In God's word, there is nothing about resonating or not resonating with you. It is direct to you. John Abraham, this and that and that and that and that will happen to you. Period. Nothing will miss. It doesn't have to resonate with other people or not. It's not general, specific to you. Even where the astrologers just make a specific this thing, it doesn't always happen. I'm being warned about my uh, phone heating up. Okay, uh, beliefs in. Let's go wherever. Astrology, magic, and vain beliefs in things that do not exist lead them astray from God, the one true God. Let's go to the next note, 631. 631 is against what? Uh, fair nature of the fair nature created by God. Mm. Uh, to deface the fair nature of God, the fair nature created by God, FAIR, fair nature, 631. To deface is DE, and then you add face. For those who don't know, to deface the fair nature created by God, colon, there is both a physical and a spiritual meaning. We are many kinds. So we see, pardon me, we see many kinds of defacements practiced on men and animals, semicolon, against their true nature as created by God, comma, by God, comma, partly on account of superstition, partly on account of selfishness, full stop. Spiritually, the case is even worse. Yes, because you can't see. Spiritually, you don't see them. Anyway, how many natures are dwarfed. How many natures are dwarfed or starved and turned from their original instincts by cruel superstitions or customs? Is the question. God created man pure. Satan defaces the image. God created man pure. Satan defaces the image. Um, and that was the third and last note to sign 119, if I'm right. Yes, to sign 119. We shall break here. When we come in our next video, we shall continue with sign 120. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 verses to the end of the section 18. I'll leave here. I'll leave you here until we meet again with sign 120, God willing. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Au revoir. May God be with you all. And pray for me as well. Life is very, very, very short. We think it's long. No, it's not long. It's very short.